Hello everyone and welcome to Nancy's Magic Touch and DIYs. In today's video, I am going to share with you how I updated these craft room cabinets. They were pretty outdated, they were old and tired, and I was on a really tight budget when I updated my craft room, so I had to make it work. So I am going to share with you what I did step by step. So grab your tea and let's get started.
These cabinets were very old. I had them for years and they were full of scotch tape residue and they were banged up and they needed a lot of TLC to make them work. So I got some Goo Goo Gone. I sprayed that where all the tape residue was. I let it sit for a little bit and then I scraped it off and it came out like a charm. So if you never tried this, you gotta go get some. I found that at the hardware store. It's fantastic. So I get rid of all the residue and then any little scuff that I have to scrape off, I take my tool and scrape any of the little unwanted chipping or anything like that. So I'll just scrape that off with my, my tool. And then I give the cabinet a really good wash to make sure I get rid of all the Goo Goo Gone that I put on the cabinet to get rid of the tape residue. So I just want to make sure that everything is washed properly. Now I'm going to take some spray paint and I am going to give 3 coats of this to my cabinet. I'm going to allow for time to dry in between, and I am not going to bother worrying about the top of the cabinet because I'm putting a pine board over top. So basically I'm just painting the side and the front of my cabinet. Now I'm sanding my board to get it ready to put the stain on it. The stain that I'm using is Benjamin Moore and the name is Alexandria. I went to my local hardware store and got some bolts or nuts, I guess you call it, and I spray painted them black. And then I'm applying hot glue and I make sure that the top is straight, and I'm going to apply that over each hole of my cabinet. So I'm just going to demonstrate applying the hot glue and putting it over my cabinet. I just hold a little bit of pressure to it to hold it for a second to make sure that the glue is dry. And then I'm just going to apply my second one. I have 22 of these to glue on my cabinets. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all of that right now. Now I'm going to take my drill, and the drill bit that I'm using is slightly smaller than the hole of the nut. And you want to be really careful when you do this for your fingers, and you want to be careful also not to chip the black off your nuts that you already painted. So just go very slowly, take it easy, and it goes through very well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the second one, being careful for my fingers again. And I have 22 altogether, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that all done. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the handle part. For that, I'm using rope, 2 strands of rope, and I'm tying the ends with just Scotch tape, just to make it easier for me when I want to put it through the hole, it's difficult if you don't have tape. So you better tape it off, and it makes your job much, much easier. I'm just going to get that through. And I'm going to do the other one and show you what it looks like on the back in a little bit. Once you have that through to your liking, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start twisting your 2 strands of rope together until you like the effect that it gives you on the front. I like mine fairly tight, so I'm gonna keep on twisting and twisting. And then once I'm done with that, and it's the way I like it, I'm going to just put the other hand through the hole and pull it through the back. And then once I'm done and fixing it up a little bit, I am going to make knots on the other side to kind of attach my handle. So I'm not going to cut the ends. I'm going to keep it that way just because if I want to modify it a little bit later, I can do that. And as if I cut it too short, then I can't, you know, reposition it or anything like that. So I decided to not cut the access at the moment, and I find it's much easier if you use a tool to pull it through than sometime with just your fingers, because sometimes it's hard to get it through the hole if the hole's a little tighter. Or so you just make your knot on the back, and that's what is creating your handle. If I would have bought new handles for my cabinet, it would have cost me around $140, $160. I needed 22 handles, and that wasn't fitting the budget that I had set for my craft room makeover. So this is the idea I came up with, and I really like it. It's nice, it's rustic, it's unique, and I'm really liking the results. So it's a really good way to fix cabinets if you have a tight budget and you can't afford to put that kind of money on handles. Well, I went ahead and finished all of the handles, and here's the final results. I'm loving the way it turned out. It's nice and rustic, and it's very unique. And the best part, it cost me about $18 versus $140 to $160 if I were to buy new handles. So that works for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to my channel, leave any comments, give me thumbs up. And until next time, guys, stay safe and have yourself a great day.